Hey everyone, today's lesson is chapter 2.2. The chapter is all on transformations, and this section is on translations. So let's get started. So to start off, we're just going to talk about transformations in general. Transformations change or manipulate one figure into another figure, and that new figure or the new shape that we create is called the image. We will usually show that image or write the coordinates for that image using prime letters, which we'll go into later in this lesson. But we just need to know that any transformation is when we change or manipulate one figure into another. So please pause the video here and write this in your notes. All right, the main part of this lesson is going to be on translation. And a translation is where a figure slides but does not turn or change size. So every point or every coordinate on that shape moves the same distance and the same direction. So every point is moving the same way. So here's an example where A is moving the same distance that C is moving and the same distance that B is moving. And then if you notice that they are using these little ones next to the new image, and that is called prime. So this is A, and this is A prime, and the A prime is for the new image. So please pause the video here and write this in your notes. All right, now we're going to go over a few examples. For the first example, we're going to be just trying to figure out if it is a translation based on a picture, and it's not going to be on a coordinate plane, and then we're going to explain why. So here's our first picture. We have a blue figure and a red figure, and we need to know if the blue figure is a translation of the red figure. And the first thing I notice is that the figure is moving, but it's also changing size. And a translation by itself does not change size or turn. So this one is not a translation. The blue figure is larger than the red figure. So it's not a translation. The next example is this one. And if you look, if we were to slide this red figure and slide it right up to where the blue figure is, you would notice that it is no longer in the same orientation as it was before. So this one is also not a translation. The red figure flips to form the blue one. So for this one, you can imagine a line going across here, and this red figure is flipping over that line. So that one is not a translation. And then here's the last one. For this one, they are the same size, they are the same orientation, and the red figure is sliding that way to form the new blue figure. And it's all going the same direction and the same distance. So this one is a translation, and the red figure slides up and to the left to form the blue figure. So you can pause the video here and write one of these examples into your notes. The next one is if we are going to be translating on a coordinate plane. Most of our transformations are being done on a coordinate plane like this. So when we are translating on a coordinate plane, we need to make sure that we move each point on the original figure the same distance and direction as the translation tells you to. And then remember that the new figure is called an image and is shown using prime numbers in a hyperscript. So when we make our new image, instead of it just being A, it's going to be A, and then there's going to be a little 1 at the top, and that's A prime. B with a little 1 would be B prime, and C with a little 1 would be C prime. Later on, we'll make multiple images, and we'll have double primes and possibly triple primes, but I'm not sure if we'll get that far yet. But please pause the video here and write this part right here into your notes. Just this part. So we're just writing that right there. All right, now we're going to do an example using this. So I'm going to take away this part and put the example up in that spot. And we have this triangle here, triangle ABC. And we're going to translate the red triangle 3 units to the right and 3 units down. And then we need to write our new coordinates. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be taking each one of these shapes and going, or each one of these points, and I'm going to be going 3 units to the right and 3 units down, and then I'm going to have my new shape in that spot. So here's what it looks like. Every single point, A, B, and C are all moving 3 to the right and 3 down. And then I have my new image here, and with my new vertices labeled. So I need to move my vertices 3 units right, 3 units down, connect the vertices and label them as A prime, B prime, and C prime. And then I need to write down my new coordinates after that. So my A is now at 1 on the X and -2 on the Y. My B is at 5 on the X and 2 on the Y. And C prime is on 4 on the X and -1 on the Y. So here is my new coordinates of the image. So I have my original here and my image there. The next one is translating just coordinates only. And when moving coordinates without a coordinate plane, we need to follow these rules for the X and the Y. We need to first remember that our coordinates are always X, comma, Y. So whenever we're moving to the right, we have to add to the X number here. So if it says to move to the right 4, we're going to take whatever the X number is and add 4 to that. And then that will be the new spot for the X on our new coordinate. If we're moving to the left, we're taking that X number and we are going to be subtracting the number. And if you think of a number line with 0 in the middle, if we're going to the right, the numbers are going up. So that would be why we're adding. And if we're going to the left, the numbers are going down, which is why we are going to be subtracting. So that goes for the X. And then for the Y is our vertical line, 0 in the middle. And if we're going up, we're adding the number. And if we are moving up on a vertical axis, we're going to be adding, so that's going up. So we have to add to make that number go up. And if we're going down, we have to subtract from the Y number. So the up and down go with the Y axis. The left and right go with the X axis. And then just think of a number line for adding or subtracting to that. So now we're going to do an example. I'm going to leave, or you might want to pause it here and write down these in your notes, and then we'll do the example. So here's our example. We have the vertices of a square. So there's going to be 4 different points because it's a square. We have A, B, C, and D. And then it's telling us that we're going to translate it 4 units to the left and 6 units up. So we're going to use what we just learned here to find our new coordinates without having a coordinate plane. So here is our original coordinates. And then we need to recognize that if we are going 4 units to the left, so here's left, we need to subtract that number. So we're going to take whatever the x is and minus 4 from all of these numbers here. And our y is 6 units up, so that means for up, we're going to be adding a number, and we're going to be adding 6 to that. And that's all of these numbers here. So here we have, we're going to minus 4 to each x coordinate, so we're going to subtract from the x and add 6 to each of the y coordinates. So here's our x minus 4, because we are going 4 units left. So we have the 1 minus 4, 3 minus 4, 3 again minus 4, and 1 minus 4. And then for the y, we're going to be adding 6. So we have negative 2 plus 6, negative 2 again plus 6, negative 4 plus 6, and negative 4 again plus 6. And when I do all the math, I get my new prime coordinates for my new image, and I have a prime, which is negative 3 comma 4, b prime, which is negative 1 comma 4, c prime, which is negative 1 comma 2, and d prime, which is negative 3 minus 2. And then I'm going to, then I have a picture here. So if I look to get from a to a prime, I'm going 4 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I ended up right where I needed to be. So if I moved all of these the same, since it's the same shape, it would all be correct. And my coordinates here match my coordinates on my coordinate plane. So on your homework, you're going to have different types of examples for all of these. The last thing we're going to be going over is how to describe a translation. And if you look at our picture here, we're going to describe what the translation is doing. So when we are describing a translation, we need to identify which figure is the original and which one is the image. The image is going to be shown by having those prime letters in it. And then when we're describing it, we need to state what type of transformation is being completed. Right now, we've only learned translation, but later on, there will be different ones that there might be. So for this assignment today, it's only going to be that they're going to be translated. And then we need to tell the distances and the direction that the shape is sliding. So when I'm looking at this right here, I can tell that this right here is my original image because I just have A, B, and C. And the red one has my prime images, or my prime coordinates. So my red image is going to be my image. So if I wanted to go from C to C prime, it's going to the left, and it's going to the left 1, 2, 3. So 3 to the left, and it's going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this triangle is being translated 3 units to the left and 5 units down. That's it for today, guys. Good luck on your assignment. If you have any questions, make sure you email me or send me a message, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good day.